Hello and welcome to Savvy03 with a World of Warships replay for you, featuring the Tier 3 Russian destroyer the Derzki on the big race map for World of Warships. Now, this little destroyer has proven to be a fantastic little ship, I found. Along here, also in the Derzki, is Tomozim in my division with me, and we're going to be seeing what we can do together down here on the south end of the map. Now the Derzki itself, it doesn't feature too many guns, but what can you expect from Tier 3? However, the guns it do have an incredible rate of fire, so it's going to be quite useful for battling some other destroyers down here in the corner. But that's not the main thing that I've noticed is fantastic about the Derzki. It does come with a ludicrous amount of torpedoes. For any of you that have tried it before, you notice it's got 5 banks that fire 2 from each one. So it can just literally flood areas with torpedoes. But it also reloads them at an incredible rate as well, so taking just over 20 seconds to reload the bank of torpedoes. So it's just fantastic at getting in, nipping around and dueling with them. But you'd think, well, a ship with that many guns and good at close range, then surely it's got to have some sort of weakness. Well, it's not, it's really quite quick and nippy. However, it does have the armour of, well, a wet paper bag, so like most destroyers, you don't want to get hit, and I'm finding this one is particularly one you don't want to get hit on. But we'll soon find out how that fares later on. Now, we've headed down here and we've spotted a Wix that's gone and hidden behind this island here, and just in case he does poke out, we're just going to dump a load of torpedoes in case he does come to steam right around us. Chances are if he's got any common sense he won't, but if he does, we'll get a cheeky kill there maybe. And then we'll spin around and wait for them to reload. As you can see at the bottom, see with the reload timer, it's only got 8 seconds left, and I've only just put them in the water. So it just reloads so quickly. You can fill huge areas with these torpedoes. And the Wix has got some sense, he's not come around just yet. And this is where it all starts to go wrong for my division mate. He spins broadside to drop the torpedoes, and so has the Wix, and it's not quite enough to get out of the way. So he's crippled himself, but hopefully we'll be able to get out of here as my torpedoes are reloaded and throwing them at the Wix. The Wix is driving straight at them, so chances of any of them hitting are quite unlikely, but we'll get one hit in and then just unload with the guns and their incredible rate of fire. As you can see, only 4 seconds to reload and he's gone. Quick dodge of the torpedoes there. More torpedoes coming from friendlies, and a Phoenix has come to join in. This is where it starts to get messy, and I've hit the boost, and I cannot get out of the way of the island, so I pinched myself. This can only end badly for me, surely? Well, nobody's firing at me yet. Surely this can only end badly. Well, maybe for the Phoenix it will. And that's the second kill. Okay, crazy little start. 2 kills are racked up. For each team, let's try and calm down and do a bit of scouting, rather than getting any more danger and throwing away the ship this early. So, in those last 2 minutes, all you've already seen already is the ludicrous reload rate of both the torpedoes and the guns I've seen. Now, the guns themselves are only 102mm guns, so they're not going to be doing huge amounts of damage to, especially the bigger ships, but in a little destroyer versus destroyer fight, you can rack up some damage quite nicely. So we've got several Wyomings on the enemy team, and they've got some nice secondary armaments that we don't want to get too close to, which is going to be an unfortunate factor because the main weakness to the Derzki's torpedoes are they're only 3 kilometers range, which is also a bit of an issue for the concealment rating, as I've managed to get myself spotted there by a Kuma that's popped up a bit closer than I expected. So I'll dash around back of the island and get myself hidden again. Dodge a few shells, or try to. But as we're saying about the torpedoes, it doesn't matter if you're not going to really manage to stay hidden, because unfortunately they've only got a 3 kilometer range, so you're going to have to get close enough to get shot at by the secondary batteries as well as get spotted. So whenever you're going to try and do a torpedo run, particularly on the bigger ships, it's a very, very dangerous run you're doing there, so you've really got to pick your attack route and time it well. If you're going to be attacking those battleships, try and make sure their guns are pointing the opposite way, unlike there, and that's half of my health gone. that was a bit of a mistake on my part. I sailed in front of a couple of cruisers on my team who were taking fire, and I ate a few of their shells, which was not the greatest move I've ever done. But we've still got over 5,000 health. We'll see what we can do. I'm going to close in on the Wyoming over here. Now I've been spotted, and I'm not going to get despotted for a while, so I'll see what I can do with the guns and start unloading. Being a Wyoming, and it's a tier 4 battleship in my tier 3 destroyer, the guns aren't going to do much, but there's no harm in trying. Get a couple of hits, try to damage some of the modules. 250 damage, it's something. But we'll have to see. We'll just see if we can get the torpedoes in. My teammates have finished the guy off. And behind this island here, we do have three more ships, so St. Louis and 2 more Wyomings. Now, off to my starboard, there is a few more of my friendly ships coming around and finishing off that crippled Kuma, who has just been sunk there. They're going to start engaging, so I'm going to sneak around the opposite side of this island and see if I can come up behind these ships while their guns are pointing the other way, and at least avoid some of the fire with enough time to get off some torpedoes and then run away again. So the Wyoming is probably the biggest threat there for some of my teammates, so I'm going to get spotted anyway coming around at this kind of distance, so let's fire my guns, and they're doing some damage, which is more than you kind of expect for a ship with guns of this size, really. But I take a hit from the secondaries, drop all of my torpedoes, and then drop my smoke to hopefully disappear. Even though I'm only 2 kilometers away, I can get myself despotted and hopefully survive. I don't quite want to pop my repairs just yet, in case a couple of them do get spotted and set on fire. And already the torpedoes are reloaded. And we'll fire them at the stationary St. Louis. So that's 2/3 of the Wyoming's health gone. The St. Louis needs to move, and I don't think he's going to do that. It's going to end badly. All the while, I'm just creeping around the edge of the smoke screen I've dropped, getting spotted, but I'm going to need to get out of here soon. So, there we go, I've been spotted again. Good, there's some secondary battery fire coming in, so I'll drop my repair kit and get out of there. Now, I don't really want to drop in and drop some more torpedoes in case those secondary batteries set me on fire again while I'm waiting for my repairs to cool down again. So I'm going to move out to a bit of a further range and let some of my teammates take some of the fire from the enemies there, and just throw some of my high explosive rounds in and see if I can do anything with them. I'm going to be spotted most of the time over here anyway, so there's no harm in firing. Or at least I don't feel there is while I'm here. Now, over here we've also had the other Wyoming creep away. There's also a Kawachi on the far left-hand side of the screen that we need to keep our eyes on in case he comes in a little bit closer and joins the fray. Meanwhile, this Wyoming's sailing straight at me. He's got his main batteries looking at me, so I need to keep moving, keep mobile. Managed to set him on fire, and we're coming into torpedo range. Now, while he's completely pointing the bow of his ship straight at me, we don't really want to be dropping too many torps here, because it's not really giving us a very big target to hit. But we'll send some in the hope it will make him turn. And I've still got a few that are reloading. So, as we creep around here, we can get a slightly bigger target to hit. We managed to hit him with quite a few, so he's lost a lot of health. Turns a bit more, and there we go. Point blank range. A few more torpedoes. Goodbye, Wyoming. Unfortunately, it did cost us another chunk of our health, so we're running a little bit thin on health. And our teammates have dealt with the other Wyoming, leaving just this Kawachi battleship over here, who still hasn't moved. So, it would appear he's AFK. So we'll just fire some more high explosive rounds at him, and then move in a little bit closer for the kill. Remember, they've only got a 3-kilometer range on the torpedoes, and I've managed to get myself positioned so he's pointed perfectly at me, getting a very, very poor target to hit out with torpedoes. So we're going to try and creep around to the side of one of his sides and unload a few more torpedoes at a nice flatter target. Unfortunately, he needs to get within the range of his secondary batteries because of the poor range of the torpedoes on this ship. So it's going to risk taking a few hits, and with this little health, it's a risky business. Here we go, torpedoes away, probably a lot more than we needed to, and he gets a lucky hit with the secondaries. But all the torpedoes here, and down he goes again. So there's now only one ship left in the enemy team, so it's just up to my teammates to finish off the fight there. Meanwhile, in a tier 3 match, it's nearly 90,000 damage done, mostly with the torpedoes. You know, there's a lot of firing I did with my guns that I probably shouldn't have been doing, and it didn't really do a huge amount of damage, but there's always a chance of setting someone on fire, and that can always add up there. But the torpedoes on this, it's just got so many of them. You can just keep flooding an area with torpedoes, making it a real hazard for any enemies that are going to be in that area. However, they don't do a huge amount of damage, with a maximum damage of around 6,000. But if you can keep hitting them, setting them into flooding, it's going to cause them some issues. Just got to make sure you time it so that their guns are pointing the other way. So I've really been enjoying this sort of tier 3 destroyer. The Russian destroyers, well, even though they've got such a short torpedo range, they've been proven to be really fun ships to play. I mean, the guns have had some great rates of fire, and the torpedoes have been quite amusing to use, given the enemy's very little time to escape having to drop them at such a close range. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing what the carnage I've been causing with this ship here, so hopefully I'll be popping up some more videos in the future. Like and subscribe, and let me know if you've enjoyed anything in the comments below. Thank you.